An Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department traffic officer who was captured on camera seemingly intoxicated has been suspended. Ekurhuleni Mayor Mzwandile Masina confirmed on social media that his supervisor too was suspended by Police Chief Major General Isaac Mapiyeye. The video taken at an unidentified shopping centre parking lot shows the officer in full uniform staggering next to an EMPD branded vehicle. Other Metro police officers are seen taking away his firearm. Someone can be heard commenting that there's alcohol in the police vehicle. The Metro says proper and adequate sanctions will be meted out. Well, for more on this story, I have in studio with me Acting Mayor of the City of Ekurhuleni, Councillor Lesiba Mpya. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Super. So, this idea that there might have been alcohol in the vehicle, quite worrying indeed. What is the procedure? What's the expectation of a Metro police officer in their daily work?
Well, the Metro police officers are public servants who are supposed to carry themselves above reproach. They are supposed to carry themselves in a manner that is exemplary to communities out there. It is highly unacceptable that we saw the conduct of our own city officials in this particular manner. Were highly disappointed, and we actually dismiss or condemn this particular behavior with the contempt it deserves.
Yes. So now the officer in question has been suspended and his supervisor. Yeah. To what extent do you know whether the supervisor had knowledge that this gentleman was drinking on the job?
Well, there are preliminary processes that are taking place. Currently, what has happened are the pre-suspension that has taken effect as of yesterday or last night. The officers did not report to work today. The supervisors of these particular officers are actually expected to take responsibility and ownership of the conduct of their own workforce on the ground.
Yes.
And that is why we took it that far. The officer as well, who's seen in the video, has also been served with a pre-suspension, and all of them are going to be appearing in a DC process that we are going to be setting up as a city.
If you find out, obviously you're still in the process of establishing facts, if you find out that indeed he was drinking on the job and he was driving, while intoxicated, moving around with a firearm, what's the maximum punishment he might get?
Well, this is it's a very serious offense. As a matter of fact, in my own perspective, is a dismissible case. Police officers have got the responsibility of making sure that the lives of our citizens out there are safe, and we don't compromise on the safety of our motorists, the safety of residents of Ekurhuleni, and that is why we have taken the action that we have taken to immediately move in and make sure that we normalize that particular situation. It is unacceptable, the behavior that we saw yesterday, and it is unbecoming of a public servant, let alone a police officer, to actually find themselves in a very compromising situation that he was in. And of course, we have to go into a fact-finding mission, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the conduct of the police officer was not of a person fit and proper for a workplace, let alone the uniform of a police officer.
Yes. One last thing before I let you go, Councillor. In order to they say prevention is better than cure. To what extent are you worried that this might be a culture within EMPD? And if there is that concern, perhaps would you introduce things like sobriety tests when people begin their shifts at the beginning of their shift?
Well, of course, ultimately we have to move in with the times. The credibility of police officers has got to be up in check. This is very damaging in terms of the integrity and the reputation of the city, and we will not allow anyone to drag the name of the city in the mud with themselves. But also what is damaging is also the image of police officers in the whole, because this only does not speak to police officers in the city of Ekurhuleni, but it's damaging to actually the name of police officers. And this is unbecoming. We have to nip it in the bud immediately. We have to assure the public that this is behavior that we are not going to tolerate, and we are going to take the maximum steps necessary to make sure that our citizens are safe.
Councillor Lesiba Mpya, thank you very much, sir, for your time.